So forgive me, my workbench is covered in customers' work, which is confidential, and my desk is covered in protos, so on the floor we are. Also trying out a new chest mount, not entirely sure how stable it is, but we'll see. So this video was done somewhat on Replay MD's request, stropping. So I did a video on how to make strops, and you can see this one is well loved. This paste actually started as orange, it's 1.5 micron. And I've had this, I think, for 4 years or so now. When it really becomes loaded with steel, I'll just rub oil into it and wipe it clean with a clean cloth. Let's be clear, clean rag or something like that. If you wipe these metal particles with something you care about, you will be very upset. So, how to strop. It's remarkably simple, but I'll cover it quickly. So you want to obviously maintain knife angle. There's a certain feel for it you gain over time, and just back and forth. If you have a lot you want to do, you can just find one consistent motion and do it a lot like that. Then obviously do the opposite on the other side. But to finish, you really do want to be alternating, because what you're trying to do obviously is pull any burr off of the edge, and you're not going to do that as effectively by just working one side. It's really easy to do. If you really want to see what an advantage stropping can be, you can take a relatively fine compound. I mean, I started on 1.5 micron myself. Granted, I finished on a couple thousand grit ceramic rods, but you can just do this to some of your knives. It's pretty forgiving. You can't really remove much material, so you can't really make a big mistake like this. And just give it a try and see, you know, how it feels to you, what you feel about this. It's pretty incredible if you've never done this before. And, you know, you can, with a piece of scrap leather, and for whatever it is, $5 or something like that for a tube on eBay. Actually, $5 is probably way high. But just for a few bucks for tube, eBay, elsewhere, whatever, get some compound and just try it. Apparently you can also, I've heard at least, use that jeweler's compound that's impregnated in wax and apply that. I'm not quite sure how you do that. My guess is you'd rub it in, and sort of heat from friction would break it down and get it into the leather. Not really sure what those all break down to. I know I have them downstairs for my buffing wheel. That's actually another really easy way to sharpen a knife, although it's also a fantastically easy way to damage your knife and severely hurt yourself using a knife on a buffing wheel. But that's another thing you can do. You can take a relatively dull knife and just quickly on each side like that. Hang on, if the camera didn't see it, just like that in front of the buffing wheel. It's just that simple. It's critical when you're doing that. You don't want to over buff the edge, because if you do, you end up with what all bussy knives suffer from. Not all, but most bussy knives suffer from, Scrapyard, all those brands, which is an over buffed edge where you've rounded off the edge. So you want to just go quickly, briefly, and then you're done. I think there was a study linked in the thread. I'll put a link in the video description about the effects of buffing, steeling, things like that. Yep, and that's it. Easy to do, and now very sharp. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever.